How is everyone doing? Super excited and fired up to be here talking with each and every last one of you all tonight. But y'all know how I like to start this out. Do one of three things for me right now. Like, share, and comment, because you never know who might needs to hear this. And the whole purpose of me coming to you each and every week is to become the river and not the reservoir. So do not let that go over your head. It's to provide you with value so you can go out there and give value to others. Now, when I'm talking about this week, I'm very excited about it. And this is just some things that I took from a lot of successful people and just me noticing just by being around these people or possibly reading or listening to the content or just the people that I'm around. Now, it's a lot of things that successful people don't do that unsuccessful people do. Now, I'm taking these just to give to you so you can actually think about it and move on it. Now, we just going to jump straight into it. And the topic is what successful people don't do. Number one, they do not gossip. A lot of us find ourselves gossiping because of the people that we're around, and it started to become a little bit contagious. But one thing that I know is about successful people is successful people always share useful information. So essentially they give you the scoop and they're not scooping up on other people. And if they is saying something about other people, it's to benefit you. So it's some type of value that they took from somebody successful, and then now they're handing it off to you. So the thing that I got to tell you right now is do not fumble the bag. When you're around somebody successful, you need to be very much like a sponge, and you need to soak up as much game as you can, because they're speaking about something that could get you to the next level. Whether it be preferences or whether it be thoughts. And it's one thing that I know that a lot of us actually fall into, and we gossip on people, and a lot of people talk about us. But I don't know where I was when I read this quote. I think it was on my uncle page, and shout out to him. It said, when God has his hands on you, he will handle those who put their mouth on you. So it's going to be a lot of gossip that goes on around you. It's going to be a lot of people that have a lot to say about you, but you do not have to do nothing. You don't have to react. You don't have to say nothing, because like I said, the powers of the Most High, which is God, is working in your favor. As long as you are moving with intention of love and goodness, do not worry about what's going on around you, because obviously it does not pertain to you. And what's not your business, do not make it your business, right? So number two, they never interrupt. Now, I think a lot of people, when they listening to people, and I know I have it bad, sometimes when I'm listening to people, I have a tendency to interrupt people. But now I'm learning that I have to become a more active listener. An active listener. So it's truly the sense of you listening to what others have to say. Now, if you fall into this act of listening, now one thing that I do know is that you can learn from basically from what everyone else thinks. And then one thing about listening, now you can go through this filtering process to see, is it something that you really want to take in, or is it something that you want to dish out? The art of communication, people, it lies in listening. It starts with listening. But you have to listen with an ear of tolerance. Then go back to what I was saying. Now you got to actually pay attention to what you're listening to and decide whether you want to deposit it or do you want to reject it. Because there's a lot of things that you listen to that could bring you up, and there's a lot of things that you can listen to that can tear you down. So you got to be real mindful of the things that you're listening to, and especially the people that you're listening to. One thing that my mentor always told me, that you have to be able to listen. And especially if you listening, you need to be listening to somebody who had the same results that you want. Now, I be real mindful about who I'm listening to on a day-to-day basis, because if you don't have what it is that I want, why would I listen to you? Help me understand. You gotta have some type of results that I want, or you have to have that mindset that I need. Those are the only two ways. So, right, like I said, do not, I repeat, do not interrupt. Always listen. And the thing with most people is they just listen with intent to reply and not to understand. So I want you to understand this, people. Always practice active listening. Always. Now, another thing that I know about successful people is they do not resent. They don't. Because when you resent, you put all your emotional energy into focusing on others and not what you can possibly do. Now we go into comparison. And if you always fall into comparison, you're going to always lose. Because you're holding on to something. In the process, you're losing yourself. When you could be focusing on what else you could be doing better. Because the whole goal is for not you to be competing with other people. It's for you to be competing with yourself. It is you versus you. And with resentment, it's like you drinking a poison and waiting on the others to die. I'm going to say it again. It's like you drinking the poison and waiting on others to die. Because it's like you hoping for somebody downfall because of something that you don't have. But like I just told you, it's a competition between you versus you. Don't never find yourself falling into a mood of resentment, because that's actually jealousy and hatred. You need to replace it with love and gratitude. Never resent anybody or anything, people. It's enough to go around for everybody out here. It is a world of abundance. If it can happen for them, I know damn sure it can happen for you. So do not find yourself in this mindset of resentment. And most of all, do not try to fit in, people. I don't know what it is about this one, but a lot of people try to find themselves fitting in to a crowd that they never even supposed to even be in. You have to be authentic to you. Don't never put on a mask, right? Don't never put on a mask just to please other people. Never. Don't force yourself to fit in where you don't belong. Even if you have to be alone, do that. Just as long as you stand true to you and being you, everything else will fall in place. You don't have to go out there to try to fit in. And the thing about us is a lot of people, everyone on this God green earth is unique, but a lot of us die a copy. I'm gonna say it again. Everyone on this God green earth is unique, but a lot of us die a copy. I don't think you caught that. But this one, it real deal sticks with me. Never let your past dictate your future. We all make mistakes. We all. Even you listening to this right now, you done made mistakes. I done made mistakes. We all have challenges. We all go through the same thing, but what type of thoughts are you having when you're going through this? I know successful people pretty much believe that their past should inform them and not define them. It should give you information. That's the only thing your past is there for, is to give you information. It's pretty much like a guideline to your future. If you erase all the mistakes that you had from the past, you would pretty much erase all the wisdom for your future. Why would you do that? Listen, just take it as a lesson and do not take it as discouragement. Because in life, you always get lessons. You never take losses. Because when you start over this time, now you're starting back from experience. Did you catch that? You're starting back from experience. Never be a prisoner of your past. It was just a lesson and not a life sentence. Never be a prisoner. And I know you always heard this. Always be early and always be on time. One thing that I know that successful people value is time. So you have to always find yourself on time and never late. Successful people always start their day early. So now you got to actually look at yourself and say, what time am I starting my day? If you get up 2 hours ahead of time, you are 2 hours ahead of the people who are still in bed. Now I get a head start. So plan ahead. Punctuality, people, it is not about being on time. It is not. It's basically about you respecting your own commitments. Are you showing up for yourself? Are you on time for yourself? Are you going to do what you said you're going to do for yourself? Be on time for yourself. Be on time. And another thing, they never decide that they don't have time. You have to always figure out whether you want or what type of time do you have for some things, because some things really don't require your time and your energy. And successful people have a filtering process. If they see something that they don't like, they void it. If they hear something they don't like, they get away from it. So be real precious with your time, because that is one of the highest commodities that we have. Once I spend my time, my energy, I can't get that back. So now I need to figure out who I need to be spending my time with. If you have no type of value for me, then why would I be wasting my time on you? I want you to think about that. And most of all, they take risks. They are not afraid to take risks. All successful people put their fear to the side and they just get started. That's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. We let our fears take over us, but the other side, they just do it. And even if they're afraid, get this. Every successful person is afraid to endure on something new, but the only difference is they actually go out and do it in spite of the fear. Just for growth. You don't want to find yourself being looking back and then just thinking, if I only had to, if I only had, I coulda, I shoulda, I woulda. Regret is the worst pain that you can ever have. So if you're looking at this right now, go and do it now. Failure is just stepping stones to your success. Don't let nothing hold you back. If you didn't take nothing from this video, start thinking more successful. And like I said, always remember to love, serve, and grow. Now, me and my brothers do got a podcast out right now. It's about the hottest thing and the most provocative thing that you will ever hear. It's called the Mind Report Podcast. It's available on all streaming platforms right now. So I want y'all to go and check that out and start thinking successful this week, people. I love y'all, and I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. And do me a favor, follow me on IG and _who is DT and a DT Stereo channel on Facebook and YouTube. And if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you doing? Subscribe now, so you never miss the value being dropped every single Sunday. But all right, y'all, I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side, and let's kick this week off right. All right.